Hey everyone, it's Lisa, your favorite baked Floridian. I am here today because we are about to make homemade cauliflower mash. Basically, this recipe is keto iconic. Certainly, it's probably the best mashed potato substitute there is. There are tons of different companies that make a microwavable mashed cauliflower to serve as a substitute, but most of the time it produces a very watery, not thick cauliflower mash. So we want a substitute that's not just homemade, but something that's actually going to give me more of a mashed potato consistency. So the first thing we have to do is go over here and preheat our oven to 400 because we are actually going to roast our cauliflower first. So first thing we have to do is preheat the oven to 400, and then we're going to line our baking sheet with parchment paper. So let's go do that now. Okay everyone, so here is our parchment lined baking sheet with a head of cauliflower cut up. This is enough to feed me and Mr. Robot. A head of cauliflower I find is about right for 2 people, for really healthy portions, possibly seconds. But you will need to increase that recipe accordingly, depending on how many people you're feeding. I know personally, I probably always make too much, but what you want to do when you cut this up, if you notice, all my pieces are pretty close to the same size. That's just going to facilitate some more even roasting. I am going to add a little salt and a little pepper, and then I'm going to generously add some olive oil, drizzle it over this cauliflower just to facilitate some of the roasting a little more. So that will help, and I'm going to pop this into my oven at 400 degrees. All right, y'all, it's been about 20 minutes since our cauliflower has gone into this oven. As you can see, it's starting to get a little toasty, nothing too crazy. That's when we know it's time to come out. That's about the color and that you want to see. Like, you see a little bit of brown edges, but overall still very white. As you can see, I've taken out some cream cheese and some butter and more salt and pepper because we are going to add that to all this here in a moment. Believe it or not, this is such a popular keto recipe that I get questions about this specific recipe all the time. One of the most common questions I get is, Lisa, why do you roast the cauliflower instead of boiling it or some other method, including microwaving it? That reason being is usually when you do that, and especially in the case of boiling, you add moisture to the cauliflower, and that's why you will have a harder time getting a real mashed potato sort of consistency out of your cauliflower, because adding that moisture from boiling, it's almost impossible, even when you drain the cauliflower, to get the extra moisture out that the cauliflower has absorbed by being boiled, which is why I prefer the roasting method. I do add about 2 ounces of cream cheese for every head of cauliflower, and about a 1/4 stick of butter, salted or unsalted, your choice, to the cauliflower as well. I really don't have a whole lot of fancy kitchen equipment. Obviously I have a nice oven, but I don't have a bunch of food processors or crazy blenders. that is one of the best ways to basically mix this concoction up together. I just have a really tiny little food processor, like a mini one that I got at a dollar store, and I usually do this in batches like that. You can also hand mash it as well with just a regular hand masher. The most important part is you want to get your cauliflower so it is a very soft consistency and will just pull apart, and will actually make you know, the consistency of cauliflower mash that you want. The best thing I can tell you with that is just to play around with it and see what does best for you as you make it. Like I said, 20 minutes of roasting with this size of floret does it the best for me, and I just add more butter and cream cheese until I get the best consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and mash all this and add my cream cheese and salted butter, and then we will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here's our finished product. I basically ended up adding about 3 ounces of cream cheese, half a stick of butter, some salt, some pepper, a little bit of parsley for color, and when it was just a little bit too thick, I actually added some heavy cream. I actually food processed and used a hand mixer, but as you can see, these are more mashed potato consistency. You can make a big well for some butter for these mashed potatoes, so I'm very happy with the consistency and the taste of this cauliflower mash. It is probably the best thing that has come to the closest consistency of, let's say, Thanksgiving mashed potatoes for us. We are actually going to eat this with some roasted turkey breast later and some homemade keto gravy, and we are definitely enjoying ourselves on this Sunday, and we hope you are too. Keep eating healthy and keep being happy, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and email us at bakedfloridian@yahoo.com. Have a great day.